Hey, what is up, everyone? Welcome to the channel. Welcome to Murray and J08. This is my brand new show called The Scary, Strange, and Paranormal True Tales from Sean. That's right. This is a new series that I have been wanting to start, I'm going to tell you, for a long time, maybe a few years. And I wanted to wait for the right time to do it and do it right. And I have been really working hard on planning these next upcoming episodes for the whole season. And I think I got a really well laid out plan for this show. I think you guys are going to really enjoy that are into this type of thing. Now, that's another thing. This may not be your thing, but there are a lot of people interested in this. Now, this isn't just ghosts and paranormal. This is strange things, abandoned places, scary roads, landmarks of different states. Now, I have a place here called, a news article here called Weird New Jersey. The guys are actually Mark and Mark, and I'm actually good friends with them. I've actually done articles for them. And they're world known now, and I've actually done photography for them and covered a lot of their stories. And they're on like Discovery Channel now, the Travel Channel. They do all these ghost countdown shows. And I've been on their publications a lot through the years. So we're going to be talking about them, some of their articles, some local stuff around here, stuff around the world, ghosts in general. And then I'm going to actually be asking in the comment sections for your stories, whether it be, a crazy place that you went to, a crazy occurrence, a ghost, story, anything that you guys want to talk about, and I will feature it on here and give you a shout out. So this is going to be a very interactive podcast. Also with you guys, I want to incorporate you guys into this too. I'm going to be talking about my experiences and stories because I could go on and on forever. That's why I'm starting this. And it's also going to incorporate you guys. So whether it be on Twitter at Sean Murray NJ, whether it be on my Instagram or Facebook or wherever you get a hold of me, you guys tell me and I'll cover it if it's a good story, if I think it's interesting. Because I have so much to talk about. And this is going to be a part of this episode is going to be the intro to the series going forward. So you guys know what to look forward to. This is going to be an intro. Now, we're going to be talking about a lot of stuff. You guys are definitely, like I said, going to be covered on here. I have always been interested in telling people my tales because I have been known to be very spiritual as far as paranormal. Like I have a lot of occurrences. You know what I mean? Like I could go into a place and I could sense stuff. And I've had people come up to me, mediums, and I've had people that I've been close with through my life come up to me and say, "Yeah, you have that ability that you can actually sense that stuff." Some people can't. Some people are very prone or very, cold to experiencing paranormal, which is a lot of times why they don't believe in it. I'm going to tell you something right now. All right, there's people that don't believe and there's people that do. I'm going to tell you right now, I 100% do, because there's stuff that's happened to me that is, no matter who tells me what, cannot be debunked at all, because I've experienced it. See, that's the thing. When you experience something, that's it. That stays with you, and you'll always, always remember it, and it'll never leave you, and nobody can tell you otherwise. And that's what this show's going to be about. A lot of stuff that happened to me that was like, I'll tell you stuff that happened to me since I was a kid that I still remember today because of that reason. The other thing is also with me is I got a lot of stuff going on. The other thing is also when I was young, I used to have night terrors, which was like I used to have these nightmares that were so bad that you couldn't even look at me. I would flip the heck out. But one of the worst things that I've ever had growing up in my life was sleep paralysis. I suffered. If you don't know what that is, look it up, do some research on it. Is sleep paralysis. I've had it most of my life. Knock on wood. Knock on wood. The past few years, I have not had it. And there's reasons why I believe that, but we'll get into that later. Maybe in another episode. I'll probably dedicate an episode to sleep paralysis because that's its whole thing. But I had it and I suffered from it, and it's fucking bad. It's a horrible, horrible thing. Whether you believe it's part of science, the mind, or demonic possession, or paranormal, or UFO, there's different theories on sleep paralysis, but whatever it is, it's nasty shit. And I lived it, and through many years of my life, I was terrified from it. But that's that. So, like I said, not just going to be about that stuff, not just going to be about ghosts. We'll talk about all kinds of stuff, you know? Like I said, there's all kinds of craziness, strange, whatever, you know? And like I said, whatever you guys want to contribute to the show, I'm more, than welcome to bringing it on. This is interaction, I would like to incorporate you guys on here somehow. So whether it be comments on these episodes, you want to say on Twitter, hey, Sean, I got something for the show. Swing me a DM or swing me a tweet, whatever you want to do. Leave a comment. This show is your floor. You want a platform to talk about your experience. If you need to vent and you think, people think I'm crazy and I don't want to say anything of what happened and people, judge me, this is the place because this is why we're talking about it. I've had so many experiences. I don't even tell people half the time because they think I'm nuts. But like I said, what you experience. Nobody can tell you different. There's a story about, I used to have a teacher. His name was Mr. Moore. Okay? The guy was awesome as hell. But this dude, it was cluster class. See, what happened was back in the day, I don't even know if they still have this anymore. But in high school, okay? In high school, we would have 4 years of VOTEC, but the first year was deciding on what you wanted to do. Now, you could do all 4 years of your shop, but if you didn't know what you wanted to do, you could take what's called a cluster class, and what it would be is the first year is you would have an orientation of all the shops. Now, of course, it wasn't all the shops because they couldn't fit it in time, but you would try out different, shops, and you would tell your teacher at the end what you were interested in. And then what would happen is you would have a test. If you got a high enough grade, the next 3 years, that's the shop they would put you in. Well, I wanted to do Photoshop from the get-go, but at the time, they didn't have that. They did get it later, but they didn't have it at the time. So I said, well, I want to do something with computers. But I took cluster class, and the whole cluster class, we didn't really do much with computers. We did a little. So, long story short, my cluster teacher, Mr. Moore, said, oh, you should take up drafting, graphic design, building floor plans. I did that for the next 3 years. That's a whole other story. My point of the story is that my teacher, Mr. Moore, loved telling ghost paranormal stories. This guy probably could have been fired if we didn't like him and we ever reported him. But we used to love it because what we would do is we would be able to get out of a whole hour of class by just bringing it up. And this dude would sit down, and he was such a great storyteller, and we believed him. I believed him. And he would tell his experiences, and he would just go off for an hour. We would get nothing done. And if if he started the class and he would start like actually teaching, dude, I would go be like, dude, I know what to do. Watch this. And I'd go up to him and I'd say, Mr. Moore, tell us about that time when you saw your dad down the hallway. Well, I came home and then the rest of that class for an hour, he was talking about his paranormal experience. Like, this dude has some fucking crazy tales. Um, I'll have to share them with you on this show because he told me some crazy shit. And this dude was for real. Like, you could tell. He was not bullshitting. And he was passionate about it. And and a lot of people through the years talk to me about their experiences. And that's why I said to myself, I would love to do a show about that. Not only would I like to tell people about my experiences, but I would also like to hear about other people's experiences and also talk about other people's experiences because I think a lot of people have a lot to tell. And again, I'm going to be covering so much on this series. Like I said, we're going to be talking about weird New Jersey. We're going to be talking about other weird states. We're going to be talking about there's a lot of different roads, lakes, ponds. Believe it or not, I have stories about them. Abandoned living tribes of people that live in the woods, abandoned villages. I got so much to because this is like my thing. Like, I love stuff like this. I'm the kind of person where I know all about monsters and urban legends. I live for watching those strange shows on TV, like on the Discovery Channel, Travel Channel. I watch all those ghost countdowns. I follow all these guys on YouTube. I'm friends with them. I watch all these shows on TV, these ghost investigation shows. I watch all that. I love and live for this. And actually, we used to do investigations. We used to do ghost investigations. Me and my friends used to we used to actually go. There's actually a few episodes on my YouTube channel. You got to go way, way back to the early days. I was in Florida, I believe. We did like some Indian burial ground. And we had some fun. We really made a joke about it. We were not like serious at the time. We were kind of being silly. This was like before even the ghost shows. And then I think we were like imitating Zach Bagans or something from Ghost Adventures. We were kind of being like silly. But we would go to places and we would bring like EVP sound recorders. We would bring like Ghost Radar. Oh, if you go back on my channel, you'll see I messed a lot with apps like that, like ghost apps. I reviewed a lot of them on my channel. A lot of those are freaking weird, wacky apps. Like, dude, I don't know, man. You could say those things are fake and they're a bullshit thing. And I think a lot of them are. But there's one in particular that was made by a company called Spud Pickles. It was called Ghost Radar. And I'm going to tell you right now, the app was, dude, it was weird. Like, they says that what it does is it spins and it just says words at random that like you think would be scary. But it knew shit that there's no fucking way. I'll give you an example. Like, yeah, we got a lot of bullshit words from it. And it would keep like a log of words, the Ghost Radar app. We still use it to this day, like when we go places. Even my mom is into it. She'll go, Sean, put the Ghost Radar app on. I'll never get one time I put it. Now, my dad has a lot of brothers and sisters. He's got 12 other brothers and sisters. He's got a big family. One time, now there's no possible way this thing would know this. It just started randomly mentioning names. But it mentioned every brother and sister my father had in a row. Not every one, but it mentioned like 8 of them. Like, what the fuck? And we didn't even ask it anything. We just let it go and see where it would, Um, I could tell you crazy stuff that the Ghost Radar did. Um, it was weird. One time I had it sitting on the coffee table, right? Not talking, not saying nothing. It was just sitting on the coffee table, and we were just sitting on the couch, and we were doing something else on our phone or doing whatever. And my little Jack Russell came in, just came running in. He sniffed the phone, and he ran back to wherever he came from. And then the Ghost Radar said, Mario. That's my Jack Russell's name. But, dude, like, not even like a name that you would like randomly say. You know what I mean? Weird. Who knows? You know what? Who knows? Who knows how these things work? I know they say that they're for entertainment when you read the fine print, but I don't know, man. Some of the stuff that app said through the years is fucking weird. But like I said, I've been prone to this shit. Like I said, with the fucking sleep paralysis. Wait until you hear my stories about that. I am like the sleep paralysis king. You could go online and you could read about people's experiences. Dude, I had fucking every one and more. I could write a book about sleep paralysis. My little cousin is into it, man. He comes over and I have him scared shitless. He's like so into it. He's like me. He's into it. And the only thing he's like afraid of, like that he wants no part of, is like anything with like ghost children or like black-eyed kids. Like they have black eyes. And I got a fucking story about that. But like I said, some people, they call it like the movie The Shining. You have a shining to you where you're more subjected to this kind of stuff more so than other people. But I've always seemed to be, you know, able to attach to that kind of a thing. I don't know why. My mother says that she does. My father says that he does, so it could be running in the family. I know my grandmother did. We have a lot of loved ones that passed and friends, and we've had experiences with that. And yeah, I mean, there's all kinds of stuff. I would love to know what you guys have to say, because that would be interesting. A lot of things with pets, too. A lot of experiences with pets we're going to be talking about on this series. Because I watch a lot of these shows on like YouTube and Travel Channel. Because pets have like a sixth sense. And also children, like young children. Oh man, we have so many experiences with that. They really can sense things that we can't. And it seems like the paranormal attaches to them. Maybe because they know that they can't speak or talk. I don't know. Something. But very cool stuff. I am excited for this series, dude. This is just the intro. This first episode, I'm just going to keep it as the intro because we have so much to talk about in the future. But I am so excited. I'm so excited to get this series out. I want you guys to know that we're going to be talking about everything. There's going to be so many topics. That's the thing about this. It's such a large, wide, thing. And I'm excited because I have so many stories. I could right now record like 30 episodes and still have tons to talk about. Especially if we branch it off and talk about what you guys want to talk about. Oh, I have to see. But, you got to be into it. I always was, and I think I'm part of that is because of the experiences that I've had. If I could see if nothing ever happened to anybody, then they wouldn't really want to talk about it. But in particular, I've had a handful of things that just, when you hear about them, dude, I don't know. I don't know the explanation. I know like a lot of like on these ghost shows, like the Ghost Hunters, like with Jason Hawes. A lot of these ghost shows now, even like with Zach Bagans and all them, and Amy Bruni, which I've had discussion. I've talked to her. I'm actually good friends with her. She was from Ghost Hunters, but now she's with Kindred Spirits with Adam Berry. They actually came here to my area. They were investigating a mine, which I'm actually very good friends with the people that work there because my wife worked there. So when Amy Bruni went there to do an investigation, I was telling her all about the staff, and she was like, "Sean, thank you so much." Really cool people. But oh man, it's just like I said, if the experiences didn't happen to you, then you really can't relate. But like I've had stuff that happened to me that's just but like I said, these ghost people, ghost shows that you see on TV now, like these big time people, they debunk things. They try to debunk things. Which is good, because sometimes there's a lot of obvious stuff why things are happening. But dude, when you plain see or hear things that are unexplainable, that shit stays with you. And you know what? There's no explanation, and nobody could tell you different. They could fucking tell you a million things. Oh, it's because of this. It's because of this. You know yourself what the hell it is. And that's why you remember it. Some shit happened to you as a kid. You remember that shit. I've had a lot of shit happen, and I've had a lot of medical problems. I've had a lot of medical problems. I've had a period in my life. Okay, I'm not that old, and for the medicine I'm on and the health issues that I have, is like somebody double my age, and I've been through a lot, and I remember there was a time in my life where I got hit like a domino effect with some bad shit, some like 10 health issues at once. And I remember the fucking night before that, I was laying in my fucking bed and I saw a black woman, a black figure, a woman in a robe, like an angel, but like an angel of death. Like it wasn't like the fucking Virgin Mary. It looked like her, but I'll never forget it. She was fucking in black and she was standing over me like this. And I went, ugh, and I wasn't sleeping, and I got up. And I remember the next fucking morning I was in the hospital and I had so much shit wrong with me. And then I had fucking, my diabetes was out of whack. I had fucking ketosis where my sugar was so high, I was making like a poison in my body. I had a stroke soon after. I had cholesterol problems. I started getting numbness on my left side. I had kidney problems. I had to get a surgery. It was just fucking bad. It was weird though, But I have the ability to sense shit like that. And I don't know, some people don't believe it. I talk to people, family members, but some do. And some will say, happened to me. A lot of times the people that believe you or relate to you are people that have had either similar or the same kind of situation. And I find that that's what happens. And then there's just some people that just don't want to hear it, don't want nothing to do with it. You're nuts. It's all in your head. It's a figment of your imagination, or it's like a trick of the light, or it's just, you're half asleep. You're like in a REM sleep. Sometimes it has nothing to do with sleep. It's weird. That's all I could say. It is weird. It's strange. Some strange stuff, dude. I am going to get ready and prepare myself for the next episode where we're going to be talking about something really cool, really strange, really bizarre. This is the intro. This is to get you guys ready for what's coming, to set the bar, and letting you guys know to chime in, to comment, to let me know what you want me to cover, what you want me to, talk about on this show. And if you have an experience, I want to hear it because, I may talk to you about it further, or I may take your comment and talk about it on here. And if I think it's interesting, yeah, I'm going to feature it on here. And I'm going to be talking about a lot of strange stuff, a lot of experiences, and we're just going to go full throttle. It's everything scary, strange, and paranormal on here. Take care, everybody. I hope to see you again soon for the next episode. Stay well, guys. Stay safe. Take care.